Tiger Anime.
Episode 11.
Episode 11 of Tiger Anime, always sinking our teeth into everything that is anime and manga. My name is Arash.
And I'm Jay.
And we are doing something a little different this week. So me and Jay have been doing a little bit of discussion for past few days about how to take this show. Mm-hmm. And what have we decided, Jay?
So to do a little experience, I personally found doing reviews I wasn't enjoying the process of them, and it just took up so much time to actually do it, because you have to watch an entire TV show, then you have to sit down and think about, like, okay, what did I enjoy about it, all this stuff, which is fine,
yeah.
But then putting that into words, and then giving a numerical score, the amount of work we were putting into it was quite a bit.
And not only that, but according to our numbers, it seems like you guys tend to...
Yeah, according to...
Not really... I wouldn't say enjoy, but you guys didn't care for those types of episodes.
Yeah, because our episode numbers, I checked with our Libsyn account, the episodes where we had reviews where we didn't do much discussion, they were lower than the episodes where we had discussion, but still the reviews I had more discussion and they were much higher. Mm-hmm. And our highest one actually is still my trip to Japan, 2 episodes of that.
Yeah.
That's our highest one.
Yeah.
Still. Because, like, dear God, like, I think people really like that, because we actually said, like, doing, like, a scripted thing. There's more off the cuff. We still had a structure to it, but still more off the cuff about what we were discussing and stuff like that. So we're going to do more of that. So we're cutting out reviews.
At least just for this, at least for a bit,
I would hope for a bit. I would prefer, honestly, I haven't talked to you about this, but I would like to turn more the podcast really into discussion stuff, having like, hey, let's watch this, instead of doing reviews, more of doing, hey, let's watch this entire TV series, and then, like, maybe do once every other month or once a month if possible. Which would be once every 4 episodes if we did it every other month, to just watch an entire TV show and then talk about it.
I'm game for that, actually, because I noticed, our first episode of Yuri on Ice, when we reviewed that basically together, and we've got both our 2 cents in, I think that one went a lot better than most other stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of the stuff is like, we don't want to talk about these gigantic shows, because, like, they're all getting so much attention, but it's like, hey, if we talk about these smaller shows, but we never saw them together, or or just plainly, like, they're so little, like, or they're just so opposite of what our interests are that we just didn't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no reviews for the foreseeable future, as I would put it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes, at least for now. If you guys don't like that, send us an email.
Seriously, send us an email at tigeranime2.0@gmail.com with T for the tiger. Capital T.
Capital T.
There we go.
But that does not mean that we are going to be completely random, because as always, dockets help.
Yeah, dockets are in structure help, so we're still doing a lot of the structure. We're just going to really extend the discussion portions of it quite a bit.
Yeah, because both of us have lots of opinions when it comes to anime, especially because we, like we've said in the beginning, we have different experiences or different knowledge of when it comes to the industry. Me being just a consumer, and if I like it, I can see why people like it and whatnot. And Jay's more into the industrial stuff.
Yeah.
So that's
industrial. Industry. So, industry discussions, like, in creators and stuff like that. Yep. Which, yeah. But anyways, we're going to start off. Arash is going to talk about his 2 weeks first.
Yay! So, my 2 weeks, as usual, I don't do much because I like to be a shut-in. But I took up a new hobby, and actually I have started painting miniatures. Which... Okay, right there?
Yeah, that should work.
Okay. So I've taken up a new hobby, and I've actually started painting miniatures.
Yeah.
And that is an experience.
Yeah, I've seen your posts on Facebook about it, and they look... I was to say this. I tried painting miniatures once, and they're fucking awful.
Yeah. The latest one I did was a lot more harder. I because my first miniature is a skeleton archer. That one's easy to do because all you have to do is just paint the archer or the skeleton, his quiver, a little bit of leather, and his bow and the grass. That's it. This one was an orc with a machete, has leather with spike studs on it. It looks okay, but me personally, since I actually had to paint it, I'm like, I can see where I messed up. I learned a lot. I probably maybe should have done this. I was a little too cautious, all that fun stuff. I'm learning a lot, and I'm enjoying it quite a lot.
Yeah, I looked at it, I'm like, that looks way better than anything I could do.
And luckily, since my wife and my mother-in-law are very, very creative, and my mother-in-law, does ceramics and paints all that stuff, I have a lot of help, too, where they give me advice, like, this is how you should how you should do all this kind of stuff and all this. This is how we do it. Maybe you can use it for your thing. And my mother-in-law gifted me a brush that I can specifically use for a certain technique.
Cool.
So I have a lot of help, luckily, to hopefully improve this, because I am enjoying this a lot.
That's awesome. Yeah, I need to get back into building Gundam models. I have one that's half finished, but I ended up breaking part of it. So
no.
It's like there's a portion, like a lot of Gundam stuff, they have these flaps that come down inside of the legs to hide the joints. Also to hold a lot of the best way to describe it is their lightsabers.
Yeah.
It's like, in other words, they're beam swords or beam sabers. I can't remember what they call them because it's different for every show. But the joint of it snapped on both sides. Ooh. And so because I put it on backwards and I was trying to lift it up, pop off the little thing, and it snapped. I put too much pressure on the plastic joint, and it's like, hooray! And so I finished the legs, so now I have to put together the body. So it's not like I have a larger version of the model already made, and so this is my first real grade one.
Yeah,
I prefer the master grades at 1/100 scale, so 1/144th.
Yep.
And they're too small.
They're too small for you.
Yeah, they're too small for I have big bare hands.
I have tiny little baby hands. So the 140. Back when I used to make Gundams, I did the 144th scale.
Yeah, like the 144ths are definitely way cheaper.
Yeah,
but I like the size of the pieces for the 1/100ths. The weight they're a little bit weightier too.
Yeah.
And I like the plastic they use to build them as well.
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I've been doing that. I just ordered part 2 of the learning kit I did, which has color blending and shading and all that kind of stuff, doing detail lines and all that. So that's the next part that I'll be doing, and has 3 figures specifically for that, and brand new sets of paints, different from the colors I currently have, which is nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then I saw Pirates of the Caribbean, that new movie.
So how is that? Because I didn't see the previous pirate movie either.
It's a funny thing, because I didn't either. But me being Mile of the Pirates of the Caribbean, I like pirates. Pirates have always been interesting to me. Not only that, but I have a huge hard-on for boat battles.
No.
2 boats on the sail just shooting each other to shit with cannons. I have a huge hard-on for that.
Yeah.
There's just something about that I just get super hyped up for. And so I've always liked Pirates of the Caribbean just because it's pirates and dirty pirates and all that kind of stuff. But I actually pretty enjoyed it, honestly. It was not a good film. It definitely was not a bad film. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It's like, going to a cheap restaurant, ordering something, you're like, you know what, this is pretty good.
It's like fast food restaurant? Or would you say
family restaurant.
Family restaurant.
Family restaurant. Fast food restaurant would be like, I don't even know what kind of movie to compare that to, but...
Like an Adam Sandler movie?
Yeah, like an Adam Sandler movie, or there's some moments when you're eating that fast food burger, it's like, this is okay, and then you take another bite, it's like, this is not okay.
And then you take another bite and you're like,
I mean, it's average. Yeah, so Adam Sandler movie's a fast food restaurant, and this new Pirates was a family restaurant.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
But other than that, that's pretty much it. Oh, and more Dungeons and Dragons stuff, which unfortunately you had issues last night.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
Yeah, you had a lot of technical issues on your side.
Yeah, my internet for some reason was acting up all day yesterday. Because I redid the modem, I redid the router, reset the modem and the router, still nothing, and it's like, which meant like I couldn't really watch anime on my computer, so I had to watch it which is fine because I can watch it downstairs. Just my Amazon Prime is through my PS4, and I don't like that I can't remove the black background and then put the black borders around the subtitles. Because otherwise it just comes up pure white and the white disappears.
Yeah, you need to get better with that.
And so, but I'm just now like I just like.
Wait, you said on the PS4?
Yeah, my PS4.
Because I'm able to get the yellow with the black.
So, I want white with black.
Oh, you want white? They don't have that. I don't think that's an option they have for that.
Yeah, they don't.
It's dumb.
I don't like yellow subtitles.
Yeah.
It's not bright enough.
Yeah.
For me to really pick it out.
That's even worse because a lot of the older anime DVDs and whatnot from like back when Bandai was still around.
Like, I know that Sentai, some of theirs still have the yellow. I don't remember if Tamako Market had white, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it had white. But no, I do have a few Blu-rays that do have the yellow subtitles. It just drives me up the wall. But yeah, like, and then like also like the black background for subtitles, I also don't like. But I would rather have the black background than the yellow subtitles.
This reminds me back of old TV. For all you youngins out there, don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, but like it's small enough that like my TV's big enough that like, it doesn't really truly matter too much.
Yep. So that's pretty much all I did.
Yay!
A lot of painting. Took me 4 hours, or 4 hours for my first miniature, and 3 hours for my second one.
Oh damn!
Yeah, it takes a long time.
Yeah, yeah. Like I think for just comparison of my Gundam stuff, usually takes me roughly anywhere from 8 to 12 hours to complete a model. Mainly because like it's like just like each of the legs takes about like an hour.
You go full hour. You trim it and you sand it down a bit.
I don't sand it down. I do have a file.
Or filing it.
Yeah, I do file it down because like it files it down nicely, and like I either that or I just take the X-Acto knife and I just slowly
chip it off so it looks a lot nicer.
I've also learned where to cut it so that when
on the tree.
So like you cut it on the tree a little bit farther out, and then you go farther down, really close to the model itself, and you snip there, and that way you don't have to file as much, and you don't have to scrape as much off with the X-Acto knife either, which makes it go way faster. So yeah, so it takes me about like 30 minutes to an hour to complete one leg. Yeah, because it takes a while because you have to like get all the pieces together, make sure they're matching it right, take it from the trees and stuff like that, yeah.
And this shows you guys could know that we know what we're talking about because we have absolutely no lives.
Yeah.
We can do this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and let me tell you, marriage doesn't help because, like I said, I took 4 hours on a skeleton.
Yeah.
Marriage doesn't make it any different.
Yeah, but then, like, for my master grade ones, it'll take anywhere from 15 to 18 hours to do.
Oh, God.
Because they're way bigger. They have more pieces to put into it. But so I do it over the course of several days and stuff like that.
Fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. I really enjoy it because I just put a podcast on and I just listen to that while I do it. And so yeah, it's really enjoyable. Like I did complete one of the first models I did because I just wanted to get really fast in the course of like 5 hours. It's if you can see it behind you, it's the red one.
Oh,
that one I did in a single night because I was at someone's house. And it's just they were playing board games. I don't really care for board games, but I wanted to be around people, so I just brought that brand new one, and then I built it.
I've always wanted to try one of the, because they make models like that, but of anime figurines. And I know they have one of Revy actually too.
Weird. I've never seen those, and
I don't remember the company, but I know I saw a thing because they're the latest. It's one specific company that makes it, and their latest one is they're doing one of the Vocaloid line, but they have a bunch of characters. They've done Revy from Black Lagoon, Asuna from Sword Art Online. Obviously, they're having all the Vocaloids. And they have a couple other popular characters, but they're just models.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't like getting those. I personally like the PVC models so much that I just want to go for it.
But they do have a Revy one. And Lord knows you're never getting another Revy figure anytime soon.
No. Rei Hiora though is restarting the Black Lagoon manga as soon as Recreators is done.
Good.
So, it is coming back.
Hopefully.
It is. You better fucking do it.
So what have you been doing?
So, I didn't do much the previous week. I did, like the first week, I didn't do a whole lot, just kind of hanged at home, watched stuff, contemplated reviews and stuff like that. I read, I did read Death March comes in like a Death March Rhapsody, whatever. I just call it Death March. Volume 2 came in. I read that, and that was enjoyable. It's more or less the same. It's just a lot of the problems I had with the first volume are present in the second one. Mainly that the main character is still like obscenely obsessed with breasts. Like every person he meets, if they're a female and they have boobs, he talks about them.
Beautiful.
It's just like, it got really annoying. It got really annoying, and it's just like, this guy is fine. It's just like he's a really big pervert. But I do like that he is older. He's 30. The character is 30 years old, and so like a lot of the actions he takes are very thought out about like the whole situation, where it's not just the present thing, but he's also thinking about like other things and
things that could happen alongside. Depending on what action.
Yeah, he's also taking he also tries to do a good job of like informing himself about everything. Like the first 2 volumes, all he's really doing is staying in one city and learning about it. And he's learning about it because he wants to know like, wait, what's the culture like? What are the people like? What is the city like? How do people treat each other? Like how do like the different people interact? As well as solving problems like a demon makes a labyrinth and he kills it.
Yeah.
And also like he also like goes about like, hey, I wonder if this will happen.
Yeah.
And he does it, and it happens the way he thought it would. He's like, okay, that's cool. And it's because it's video game logic is inside this thing, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not gonna blow your socks off or anything, but it's still enjoyable.
That's always good though.
Yeah. After that, I saw the movie Alien Covenant.
How was that?
Oh, it's a piece of shit. It is one of the worst movies Ridley Scott has ever made.
Ooh.
Like it's so bad it actively hurts Alien.
Now, is it as bad as like the third and the fourth and all those other
So here's the thing. Those are bad movies. Like still, they're bad movies.
Yeah.
But they don't hurt the other movies that came before it.
Because you can ignore them?
Because you can ignore them.
Yeah.
Alien Covenant actively ruins Alien.
Like storyline, all that kind of stuff?
Like they have answers to questions about like the xenomorphs in there that actively ruin the fucking franchise.
Huh.
Do you want me to tell you it?
Sure.
Sorry, guys. If you want to avoid me spoiling a bit of Prometheus and all of Alien Covenant, feel free to skip to about roughly the 22-minute mark. So the aliens were. So did you see Prometheus?
No.
Okay, so Prometheus is all about like the like origins of like basically, you know, in the first Alien movie, there's like that big giant alien that has the thing popped out and stuff like that. So it's those guys they're talking about. You meet one of them, they kill it, and then they fly off to like a different thing. And like there's this one played by Michael Fassbender. Yeah, I think it says Michael Fassbender. Oh yeah, Michael Fassbender, called David, and it's all really just about David, who's a machine. And so in the Alien Covenant, he ends up killing the main heroine of the first of Prometheus, dissects her, and then he uses this pathogen which creates which kills people like really quickly. He then uses that to create the xenomorph. It's a fucking genetically modified monster that was made from a weapon that was supposed to kill people, like, and have like things grow out of them. It's fucking stupid, and I hate it so goddamn much.
Please keep these awkward silences, because this is how lost I am. Because Alien was great because it's a space monster.
It's a space monster. You have no idea what the fuck it is, where it came from. All it does is kill you. And even in Aliens, they don't answer the question of like where the fuck these things came from. There's like, holy shit, we have a lot of them. We have to kill it.
Yep.
Alien 3, the last 15 minutes are fine.
Yeah.
Like I did like that. Like they changed it up and made it come from a dog, so it looked like and acted like a dog.
Yeah,
that was cool. But all the writing around that was stupid. And Alien Covenant was fucking ridiculous. Prometheus was just bad because it also You know, so in Prometheus, there's a scene in where they go into like the alien ship, and they're like, the air is breathable, and they take off their fucking helmets.
Yep.
It's like, okay, that's stupid. Alien Covenant has these guys go down to a completely alien world, no, not registered, unknown, completely unknown. No spacesuits. No protection. Like, he's like, oh, we can breathe down there. Nothing. Like, they just fucking go down there in their goddamn, like, outfits with guns and stuff, and then they're walking through the goddamn forest.
See, I'd be going out with guns, but I would at least have a spacesuit on.
Like, they're going out through the fucking forest where, like, I don't know, like, a fucking bug can come and get them. Like,
so maybe some kind of weird disease you don't know?
Maybe some like weird bacteria can get at you. Maybe, I don't know, there's a plant that releases spores that instantly, like, kills you.
Or gives you space AIDS.
Or space AIDS. And, like, lo and behold, they step on these things that kill them.
Yep.
And it's like, oh my god, you are so fucking stupid. And
at least the ones in Aliens were smarter about this.
Yeah, they wore fucking spacesuits. And, like, and then they go down to the planet, it's terraformed, so they don't need to. It's just so fucking stupid. It was so bad. It is an awful, awful movie. And the goddamn stinger at the end is stupid. It is fucking stupid. It was telegraphed the entire goddamn time. Oh, it was bad. It was so goddamn bad.
We really like Alien series.
Oh, I'm so angry about it. I saw the movie over a week ago, and I'm still mad. Like, there was only one other movie that did this to me, and that was Elysium with Matt Damon in it.
Yeah.
Like, where, like, I thought, like, I came out of it, that was okay, and then as, like, on the drive home with my dad, before I was like, no, that was a fucking bad movie. Oh, it's never happened to me. The more I thought about a movie, the worse it got since that. It's just like Alien Covenant is special because of that. Oh, it's so bad.
So what else did you do this week?
So yeah, what else did I do? I met an old friend of mine who I haven't seen since my like 2011. I haven't spoken to her in several years, and like we just randomly started Snapchatting together, like when I talked about like drinking my sake. And then so we just started talking some more, and then we got together, and then I went over to her place, and then we went out for ramen.
Ooh.
At a restaurant, and that was super fun, getting caught up, talking about a bunch of things, and then she came over here really quickly, and then kind of stole a bunch of anime. So like she's like she wanted to like watch some more stuff, and so I'm like, okay, here's Neon Genesis Evangelion, here's Fate Zero, here's the Kizun Monogatari novel. Take all that, and she also took a few other things, and then. So yeah, that was really fun to actually be able to talk to her again, and yeah, it's just been forever. Like it was great.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's always fun to get caught up with people you haven't. Yeah, I mean that's how we started the show.
Yeah,
because we
hadn't seen each other since high school. Like,
no, since elementary school.
No, we met. Remember, we were in high school together, but we weren't friends.
That's right. Because I think you graduated right before I got to the high school.
No.
Or right
we
once.
were. I was 2 years ahead of... No, I was a year ahead of you.
Yeah.
Because remember, we went to the Chicago trip together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but like the thing was that we just weren't friends.
Yeah.
We knew each other. We saw each other.
Because we were friends back in elementary school.
Yeah, but we never actually talked or hanged out.
And got caught up until after we graduated.
Until after 2013 when I posted a picture of... from the Black Lagoon manga of Revi talking to this, or I wrote down a conversation, something that Revi says in the manga later on past the TV show and the OVA, and you're like, who the fuck is this? I want to see this. And I'm like, here it is, here's the anime, here's the manga.
And then we started hanging out afterwards, and then we got just talking, and it's like, hey, we should do an anime podcast, because we're both losers who have a lot of time on our hands.
Yep. So yeah, So that was super fun. Also, and this is also kind of what led up to us changing. I rewatched Overlord, because I got volume 4 of the light novel, So like rewatching Overlord's kind of fun because you get to see a lot of like the things. I like the characters a lot like that. Also, you get to see a lot of the flaws in the adaptation, which is like there's a lot of like them like explaining stuff to other people when that person should know exactly what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, that's a bad way to adapt it because in the light novel it's explained in subtext over it.
Yeah,
in between actual dialogue and stuff like that. And so when you adapt it, you still need the information because the information is important, but they just do it in a really bad way.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also I read Volume 4 of the light novel, which is it's not much of a spoiler, but they talk about it at the very end of the light novel. I'm sorry, the TV show where they go in and attack this a lizard man village. It's fucking insane, like with the stuff that they do with that.
Can't wait for season 2.
Oh,
I need to get caught up with the light novels.
The light novels are good.
Yeah.
They're really enjoyable. I also went to a fan translation site because I wanted to reread the latest light novel because I really enjoyed that one, or at least the on volume 10 and volume 11 because they're not out yet here, which is a bummer. But those ones are also really good because that one's more geopolitical stuff because it gets into like them like, oh, like we're actually like, well, we're actually like expanding outward and taking over some stuff, and there's a lot of like really. It also gives you more of an outsider's perspective into their group because like Ainz, main character Ainz is like he's just kind of like winging it most of the time, and like or he's like really good at lying like about like how smart he is, and then like getting and then manipulating them to be able to explain everything so he can know without appearing not knowing, which is fun. But it gets into more of like how like other world leaders view them, and it's really funny. Cause like he's like doing this thing. He's like, oh, if I do this, they'll come to like me. And like they go like, he was fucking terrifying. Oh my god, how smart is this guy? It's really funny. Yeah, and then I also broke the seal on trying to get all of Berserk. I bought Volume 1.
That's a start.
To start, there are 38 of those.
Just start though.
37 to go, but I have Volume 1. I then also been meaning to get it for a while. Bought Psychopath Season 1. I've been wanting to get that on Blu-ray physically because I really, really like that show. I wish they had Funimation would release the because there's a different version that came out of Psychopaths where they took, because a lot of Psychopaths like you can break it up into 2-episode chunks. They basically took those episodes and combined them. Ooh. So like 48 minute episodes. And so you have like these super long episodes that they also added some detail in with like brand new scenes and stuff like that. They're not much, but they add like some world detail and other information, which is really nice. But that is on their website only subtitled, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I would prefer to have the actual that on disc. Yeah, that's really, really nice. But yeah, so I have that. I haven't watched it yet, but I plan to at some point. I really enjoy that show. And then, last but not least, because I heard about it being slightly popular, I bought the first volume of the light novel digitally. Rising of a Shield Hero. Hate it. Because it's another isekai which I don't mind because I've been getting into those lately, especially when the protagonist is rather smart about it and very like logically thinking their way through situations to figure out the best possible course of action. No, this guy's a fucking idiot. And he's a very typical anime person who's like really dumb, so everything has to be fucking explained to him.
Yep.
He's like he doesn't like think about like in terms of like not like approaching it like because it's based off video game logic again. Not approaching it like how you would a video game.
Yeah.
But like, which is like, I have a shield. Well, what can I do with it?
Yep.
Well, like, and then like seeing the restrictions around it and then figuring out ways to use that to his advantage. He's not doing that. He's just being an idiot.
So that's how I would play a video game.
Yeah. But it's really annoying. And like, he's also really whiny. And I hate characters like that. And so I'll probably watch the anime adaptation of this. I think it's getting one. I don't know when though. But I would rather just watch it passively than actively getting inside the guy's head.
Yeah.
because I don't like him. It's just not fun to read, and so I would rather do something else. Yeah. So I think I'll at least finish it, see where it goes, and then if it goes in a direction that seems interesting, I'll get the second volume, but I don't think that'll happen. So yeah.
Yay.
So yay!
Yay! That sounds like fun. Fun 2 weeks we have.
Yeah, fun 2 weeks we have.
Always. So then we go right into the news. Yep. But before we get into the news, we do have an announcement we'd like to make. Hey Jay.
Hey Arash.
Do you like watching people play video games and or giving money for charity?
Yes, I do.
That's cool because we're going to be something part of that.
Yay!
Yeah. So if you all remember, we had a guest on named Khaleesi, and I know she was pretty popular on the show. We got a lot of people apparently liked her. But our friend Khaleesi is hosting a charity stream on her Twitch channel. For two children that are in foster care right now that their biological aunt wants to basically adopt them, and there's a lot of legal fees and supplies needed and whatnot. So in order to help her out, Khaleesi's hosting a charity stream to help her out. You basically see us playing lots of video games and whatnot, but not only will you be doing that, but there's also prizes involved.
Yay!
One of which is, I'm surprised about this, a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
with the new Legend of Zelda game. Yeah.
I was actually super surprised when she said that.
That's still nuts. Surprised about that. There's no specific dates yet. We'll give links to her Twitch channel, which she'll constantly update of when she'll be streaming, as well as how to get yourself entered to win this amazing Nintendo Switch. And not only that, but Anime Detour. We're not Anime Detour.
No, we're not.
We're Tiger Anime.
There we go.
Us at Tiger Anime will be giving out a prize as well. We'll be giving out a Blu-ray. Not going to say the title yet.
Nope.
Because we haven't
fully decided,
but it will be a popular title. Yeah. We're not going to buy something crap, like something out of a $5 bargain bin. You're going to get something recent.
Yeah. A recent release.
A recent release that's super popular. And so it's good incentive.
Yeah.
There'll be other prizes as well, but that's yet to be discussed. But follow Khaleesi's Twitch channel, and she'll give up updates. We'll constantly put updates on our page on Facebook as well. So you'll get to enjoy some quality time with Khaleesi. Yeah. As well as us two may pop in every now and then, and you'll be donating to a good cause. Help kids. Yeah. Helping 2 kids lead a good life. Mm-hmm. And hopefully they don't make the mistake like we did and discover anime.
Yeah. Hopefully.
God help them.
God help us all.
God help us all. Details will be on our Facebook page as soon as they come available, as well as our Twitch stream, which we will give links on both in the description and on our page. So, you want to... Yay! Charity. This will be our first charity thing.
Yay.
Yay, we're helpful.
Yes, we are. So, next on the dock is a bunch of news. First off, we got actual anime announcement. The Anime Sound Euphonium is getting 2 brand new films in 2018.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so there's 2 different films. One is about Nozomi and Mizori. Mm-hmm. And it's being directed. I think it's more of a flashback type of film, and it's being directed by Naoko Yamada. She directed K-On! And also the most recent one was A Silent Voice, which I actually did see and forgot to talk about. We'll talk about that later. She's directing that film, and then Tatsuya Ishihara, he also directed, Naoko Yamada was in she was chief director for season 1. She did not touch season 2 at all, but Tatsuya Ishihara was the director of season 1 and season 2. He also was the director of Myriad Colors Phantom World, as well as a bunch of other Kyoto Anime projects. And Clannad. He also directed Clannad and stuff like that. He's a Kyoto Anime
director. Veteran.
Oh god, and they're all involved in everything. So yeah, he is. So they're doing 2 different films. The film Ishihara is doing is about Kumiko as a second-year student. So instead of a flashback, it's a continuation. Continuation, really.
I like flash forward better.
Yeah, flash forward. It's flashing forward into their lives. And to piggyback off of this, because I have so much news, I just couldn't open it all.
Yeah.
The Sound Euphonium novels are also going into the second year.
Oh.
So so it's really cool that like they're actually novels are also continuing as well as getting movies for it as well, which is super great. Because actually looking at the sales numbers for the Blu-rays, it's popular and it's pretty popular in Japan.
Yeah.
Popular enough that it's actually very profitable for Kyoto Any to continue doing this, which makes sense. Next bit of news, that was the first one I had on top of my head. Next bit of news, the studio Mappa is opening up a new studio in Sendai in spring 2018.
Huh.
Studio Mappa, you may know them for shows like Yuri on Ice, Kids on the Slope, and Rage of Bahamut. They have their main studio in They have their main studio set up in Tokyo. That's their headquarters are at, but they're opening up a location studio because it's actually becoming more popular. Because I know that Ufotable has one in Tokyo as well as one in the hometown of the CEO. There's a studio there as well as a cinema, cafe, and a training school. And so what they're looking for animators that are about to graduate from college to become to work at that studio working on their projects, which is really cool. They're doing this because it means that they have a bigger pool of animators that they're paying, which makes it making
especially
shows,
young animators too.
Especially they need young animators because of how few are actually joining, so they need to incentivize them. Hey, work for us here at this location.
Yeah,
you don't have to come to Tokyo. So it's a growing trend in the anime industry, which is very interesting to look at. But it allows for them to the reason why this is important and newsworthy is because it allows for them to have more in-house people, which is actively cheaper than having people outsourcing it to other studios. Like, not a lot of people confuse outsourcing to like Korea or China. It's actually not a vast amount, but like I think it's like I saw a figure. It's like either 90 or 95% is actually outsourcing to a different studio in Japan.
Well, didn't what's that? I can't remember on the top of my head that one anime that was about making anime. Which is that's PA Works. Yeah,
that's PA Works. There's an actual scene. There's an actual episode where they outsourced 2 episodes of the show to a different studio.
So basically, something like that. If you're kind of curious about what we're talking about, watch that anime. You kind of get a general idea of what they do.
I don't have it here, but I saw on Twitter. I think it was on the Sakuga blog. Talking about how PA Works is moving to they're switching up their business model a bit. They're moving from commission-based payment, which is you get paid for how many. So a key animator gets paid for how many seconds they're animating, and then
which caused a lot of controversy once that.
No,
didn't it?
That's standard.
Oh, that's standard. Well, once people kind of quote unquote discovered about that,
it's been standard for like as long as the anime industry's been around. So they're going from commission-based ones, like, okay, you have 10 seconds for anime and you get paid this much. No matter how much extra work you put into this, no matter how many extra lines we have to draw, you're getting only paid this much for this 10 seconds. They're going from that to here's how much you're getting paid for an entire year, which is what Kyoto Any does. And so they're moving from commission-based to salary-based payments for their animators, which what a lot of benefits it has is greater workflow, better work ethic. So you have better and more like basically kind of like have the employee a little bit more loyal to the company than they would otherwise, which also cuts down on how many freelancers they need to do. Because even like shows like Kuromukuro, which PA Works, it's a PA Works original show. It's like a lot of those episodes are done outsourced to other studios. Also, there's also freelancers that work on every episode, so not everything is done in house. PA Works would love. I mean, this the goal of the CEO is to do an entire show in house. They said they need about 30 key animators to do it. They have 20 right now.
Oh, they're getting there.
That's what they did last. They had about that last year, so they have to. So they have to incentivize more people to work for their studio, and their studio is not based in Tokyo. It's actually based north of Tokyo, but a little northwest of Tokyo at the other side of the island. I forget the prefecture, but they're based there, and a lot of advantages of that is their studio is way bigger than it would be if it's in Tokyo, but they also do have a Tokyo-based studio where freelancers work at.
Okay.
So yeah, it's really cool that they're able to do that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that turns up. Let's see what other things that I find, because there's a lot. So Toei Animation is going to be hosting a Dragon Ball Super scavenger hunt at Anime Expo.
Okay.
So that's really cool. You're going to Anime Expo, like, feel free to really check that out. There isn't much info about it, but it sounds like the scavenger hunt will take players to various locations in the convention, and players can start, stop, and resume play at any time they wish. There will be no time limit.
Huh.
So I would say go check that out if you're going to be heading to Anime Expo. That sounds super fun. A bit more industry news. Funimation is sending out a subpoena to a cloud hosting platform over copyright infringement of One Piece.
Oh.
So this, I actually saw it before this ended up on ANN from the website Torrent Freak. They are saying that it's about Kiss Anime. This is according to one of their sources, which they are not, who is remaining anonymous. ANN could not confirm or deny that is the case because it's being kept secret. But they're going after basically what a subpoena does. It's basically a court issue for the name of a specific person, so that they can file a lawsuit.
Yeah.
And if it is for the person of Kiss Anime, that they're going after them for One Piece, but they can go after them for any other show that they have a license for the North American market for, as long as that server is in America.
Ooh.
And guess what? That server is.
Oh.
And so they can, and so they're able to charge, and so they're able to file a lawsuit, which would be massive, massive amount of money, because a lot of money gets because millions of people go to that website all the time, and so it's an illegal streaming site, which means none of the money ever goes to any of the creators there.
Yeah.
So it sucks.
It's gonna suck for them.
It's gonna suck for them, but fuck them. Like,
yeah.
Seriously. Don't do that.
Support the industry.
Yep.
Watch it legally. You know, it costs about the amount of thing of coffee or Monster Energy drink.
Yeah, basically just cut down on one less Monster Energy drink, and you can afford anime.
I do. I afford it. Yeah.
So then the second season of New Game with 2 exclamation points.
Of course, because that's how you just do new seasons.
Yep, is premiering on July 11th.
Yay!
And to the back off on that announcement, Welcome to the Ballroom will be appearing on July 8th.
I'm excited for this one. This anime looks super interesting.
Yeah, so this one is being, New Game is being, I believe it's being, it's, who's animating it? I think it's Silverlink does it. Finding information. No, it's Doga Koba. Who did the first one? Yeah, it's Doga Koba. So, yep, same animation studio for both on season 2 as season 1.
Yay.
So, hopefully a lot of the same animators are on that one as well. And if you liked Blood Blockade Battlefront...
I don't know that one.
I have to show you that one. You might enjoy that one a lot. No, it's the one with the... with the Sonic monkey and the guy who has the blue eyes.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't think I saw that one at all.
This one.
I never saw that one.
Okay, never mind that. So Blood Blockade Battlefront and Beyond, the second season of the TV show, is reveals it is getting an October premiere.
Cool.
So expect that one. That one was insanely popular in Japan.
Huh.
Like they sold enough Blu-rays to ensure that they get a second season, which they got, and a movie.
Nice. So
yeah, it's very, very well done. The only problem is it's a different director.
Oh, okay.
Same studio, same animation studio, but Studio Bones, but different director, which kind of sucks, to be honest. One of the reasons why I liked the first season is because of the director on it. So Nintendo details the Switch Online paid service, which is launching next year. Basically, it's like $3.99 for 1 month, $7.99 for 3 months, and $19.99 for 12-month membership. From the sounds of it, it looks like you'll be able to get like access to a library of old NES games for that, as well as being able to play games online.
And for those prices, I mean, it's not too bad, except for the $99 for... You said $99 for 12 months?
$19.99.
Oh, $19.99 for 12
months. Yeah, $20.
That's not that bad, actually.
To compare that to PlayStation and Xbox, which is $60 for a whole year.
Yeah. And this is and you get a library of older games too.
So it sounds like, and also right now your online is like it's game specific dedicated. Like so a tune comes out this summer, that will have its own dedicated online service.
Okay, so you're not paying to play online.
No, not yet.
Which I'm pretty sure I'll not yet, but that's something. But it's good that they're at least coming out with some games that will have their own dedicated service.
Yeah, because like Mario Kart 8 has it right now. But as soon as the service comes out, you have to pay for it.
Yeah, and it's a good incentive if they give you a whole bunch of old, SNES titles? Or?
Yeah, it looks like it's like from the sounds of it, it looks like it's going to be rotating out like Netflix.
Oh, that's actually, I wouldn't mind playing that for some old titles too.
To me personally, there's very few NES games I would want to play. It's not like a huge fan of that. Yeah, but
it's just one of those things like, hey, I feel like being angry and finding a game that punishes me for doing stupid stuff. I'll play an SNES title.
Sorry, NES, not SNES.
Oh, NES. Those are even harder.
Yeah, those are even harder. So, the movie In This Corner of the World, which is a movie about a girl living in Hiroshima during World War II, and during 1944, World War II starts in. So, which means the year after that is when the bomb is dropped. I don't know if the movie
addresses that
at all. I do know it addresses the what life was like at that time in Hiroshima. The Japanese Blu-ray is going to be coming out with English subtitles on it.
Oh,
so there is a special edition. It's $100. You don't need to get that one. You can get actually just a standard Blu-ray for like $50 with shipping. It's not too bad. But yeah, if you want to get it early, I know that Funimation is doing a screening of it on August 11th. 1 day screening. It happens to be a day I am going... I'm going to be in a wedding, so I can't see it. It actually really sucks. I would love to see that movie.
Because that does sound... That premise is actually really interesting.
Yeah, and the movie... I remember seeing news for it. Like, it started out at 23 theaters. Sold out completely. Then it went to like 60-something, sold out completely. Then went up to 200-something, sold out completely.
Nice.
It's like it gained a lot of momentum. It won the Hiroshima Peace Prize. It also won I think it's the Hiroshima Peace Prize. Also won a few other award, a bunch of other accolades in Japan, and ultimately I think it had a revenue of like $23 million. Which is nuts in Japan. That's a really good turnout. That's a big hit for an animated movie in Japan, who only has generally the population of California. So imagine a movie just releases in California. That's about getting $20 million from that is really good. Yeah. But then you also have like movies like Your Name, which is like $248 million. That's an outlier. Yeah. So yeah. Next bit of news, the Monster Musume Tatsuya Yoshihara is directing the Black Clover TV anime. Ooh! So it's a Shonen Jump title. The animation is being produced by Studio Period, which is known for Naruto, Boruto, Tokyo Ghoul, and a bunch of other shows. They're a high output studio, but yeah, so it's kind of cool. I remember going through his credits. He kind of seems like the perfect fit for it. He's also really young. He's good. He's 28 years old.
Oh wow. He's
3 years older than I am. Working on anime like this. He started like when he was like 23. Fuck.
And then there's us sitting here.
Yeah, talking about him being awesome. But no, he what's great about him is that he's actually bringing in a lot of really young people to work on his shows. I remember the previous show he did was about bicycling, girls bicycling specifically. He brought in he hired the AD or the animation director he got was 25 years old.
Oh wow!
His average age for his shows are really young people, which is both good and bad. It's good because it brings a lot of young people into roles that they generally don't have a chance to get into. Mm-hmm. It's also bad because they don't have the experience for it.
Yeah.
Shown in the fact that that the bicycling show had a major delay, halfway. I think the last couple episodes had to be delayed into the next season.
Oh.
Because delays got so bad.
Oh.
There also could be a bunch of other problems that caused that, but that I would guess that was a partial factor in it. Mm-hmm. But it's still great that he's doing that, and it's still great he's getting work like that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. I don't know anything about the show. So before we get into more discussion-based stuff about the other things, the writer of the light novel Pet Girl Sakura So, the mangaka of Sword Art Online Progressive, they are doing an original anime called Just Because.
I feel like that's the reason why they're doing it too.
Yeah.
Bad joke.
Yeah, very bad joke. Let's see. It doesn't say exactly how they're involved in it. Mm-hmm. Doesn't a lot of this is just very, very early on. So basically, Atsuya Kobayashi, the girl he storyboarded Girls and Panzer, as well as was an episode director. He is directing it at the animation studio Pine Jam. Never heard of them. Mm-hmm. And Kamoshida is as the script writer, which is who is Kamoshida? Oh, Kamoshida is the creator of Pet Girl.
Okay.
He's the head writer. And then it looks like I wouldn't be surprised if the Akisuke Himura, the Sword Art Online Progressive manga, he's more than likely the character designer on it.
Yeah.
Which means he'll also be the chief animation director. Mm-hmm. Which is cool.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So, and then after that, there isn't too much. The last bits of news are actually statistics. Mm-hmm. So it's the halfway point for the year, which means that people who track light novel and manga sales post their data, which is great. So, because fucking Sword Art Online is still on top.
How is that still on top? Me being a fan, I'm still wondering how is that still on top. And this is coming from a fan, too. The light novel
sold like crazy. Yeah. So, unlike manga sales, which can get up to the millions, light novel sales are in the hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
So, top by series, Sword Art Online is number 1 at 777,000. Konosuba is 578,000. Excuse me. The Your Name novel is at 412,000. Saga Tani the Evil is at 344,000, and the Irregular Magical High School is at 299,000. My guess is that the Sword Art Online novels are so high because of the movie.
Probably right now, yeah.
Because if you look at a lot of these just recently had anime done for them.
Yeah, or continually going on now.
Saga of Time and Evil just ended.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is actually due to its first volume actually selling quite a bit. If I can find it super fast. I know it's on here. There it is. Yeah, the light novels have gone up because of the anime, which means it was a success.
Yeah.
So despite any of the Blu-ray sales for it, it can be considered a success because it successfully advertised the light novels. But just by volume, the Sword Art Online volume 19 sold 285,000.
Wow.
Which is nuts. And then after that, it's at 264,000 for the volume is Your Name. And then volume 21 of the Irregular Magical High School sold 173,000. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm glad we're getting more of these light novels over here now.
And then one of the light novels for Nishioi scene, Musubi Monogatari, sold to 129,000. I wonder if that's in the Monogatari franchise or for something else. I wouldn't be surprised if it was something else, actually.
Probably a lot of things are taking like the Gatari thing.
Well, no, because it's Nishioi scene, the creator of the Monogatari series.
Oh, okay.
Because all the rest of the Monogatari series has been greenlit for animation.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and I know that I believe Owari Monogatari season 2 is coming out this summer, but there's no like date on it. So
no official date or anything.
Yeah, they announced it at Anime Japan, and I think, but it was never covered.
Mm-hmm.
But the website updated, and so people who translated the website no, and so I don't know. It just was never covered by Anime News Network, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so but in manga sales, just by volume, One Piece. Fuck. So One Piece volume 84 sold 2,605,000. Volume 85 sold 2,283,000.
Jeez.
Best by volume, then it goes Attack on Titan 21, sold 1.5 million, and then Attack on Titan 22 sold 1.4 million for a volume, and then Tokyo Ghoul Re Volume 9 sold 868,000. Pretty sharp drop off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like it just kind of slowly curves downward.
Yeah.
Let me see really quickly if I can find the by series, because it's pretty... They did it this week, or last week. So by series, One Piece has sold 5.9 million copies. Attack on Titan has sold 3.9 million copies. The Kingdom manga has sold 3.2 million copies. Haikyuu has sold 3 million copies. Tokyo Ghoul Re has sold 2.1 million copies. My Hero Academia has sold 2 million copies. And One Punch Man has sold 1.9 million copies. Yes. The funny thing is, that number for One Piece is super low.
I think you talked about that last week too.
Yeah,
how they've been getting lower and lower.
Lower and lower. I think like early 2000s, early 2010s, One Piece was selling like 20 million copies total. So now it's like, but now it's down to here, which is a sharp decline.
Yeah.
Like the anime still does super well in terms of ratings. I'm really glad that My Hero Academia is doing really well. Attack on Titan, no shit, it's doing well.
Especially with the new season of anime going out.
And then, but I'm really happy that My Hero Academia is doing really well, both for the TV show and the manga.
Yeah, it deserves it.
Oh yeah, it does.
For the little bit I've seen of it, I don't know why I stopped, because it's really good. I don't know either.
I stopped because like I just wanted more of it.
Yeah.
Now that there's more of it, I'm super caught up on it. But yeah, that's the last bit of news. Like, I don't know. I find looking at numbers to be super interesting.
Well, it's interesting just to see how well stuff are doing, because this is usually stuff that we don't get really over here in the West.
We generally don't get raw estimates. Also, I should mention these are estimates.
Yeah.
The only people who have the raw numbers for this are the distributors. They're the only ones.
Yeah.
We do not have that. But these are all estimates, but they're fairly accurate estimates about how a series is doing. They will also announce like, hey, we have 20 million copies of this in circulation worldwide. Like I think like One Piece has an insanely absurd amount. Like I think it's over 200 million in circulation worldwide. Fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see how well stuff are going, and also seeing how numbers change based on what's airing at the time too.
Yeah. That to me is really interesting because Tokyo Ghoul was doing okay, but then once the anime started airing, you go to the bottom of the weekly manga estimation sales. It was every single volume was there. You could find volume 1 through whatever the current volume was in that list.
Yeah.
It was nuts. Like, they were all at the bottom. It was insane. Like, I actually couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh, no wonder they're gonna greenlight a second season for this because of how well it's doing. The anime sold like shit. However, that's the first season. The first season sold like abysmal, like hundreds, not thousands, hundreds of discs moved for that show. but they still got a second season greenlit because of how well the manga did.
The manga and everything else sold.
Yeah, and which I thought was super fantastic, so I bought it. But yeah, it's actually super great, and also really telling of like where the tastes are shifting. Like Sword Art Online is so super popular, and probably always will be.
It will be. It's one of the new shonen shows, a new way to get people into anime that don't really know. It's a good starter one. It's a shift.
Yeah,
because before, look how much us being older anime fans, how much have we disliked on Naruto and Bleach in our past growing up.
Oh, I remember really liking it.
We all had that point where we really were in Naruto Bleach. Then as we got older, we realized, wow, we have shit taste. Dude, let's make it worse.
Dude, I remember being in the locker room for swimming, and one of the guys who was Indian, going through and talking about what each symbol of the hand motions meant, and which ones are the correct ones to do different attacks. And I couldn't fucking believe it. I'm like, yeah, it's a good show, but holy shit.
That's how I was too. Cringy thing. Back when their little exams were starting, there was that one guy who put down a card and he brought up all the stats and whatnot. Yeah. I had one for an OC ninja I made. I made OC ninjas. I knew the signs. I was like, this was like when Naruto was at its popularity. Back when the Shonen Jump, back when it was a physical copy, released a preview DVD for the first episode of Naruto anime.
That is cool.
That's how old I was in it. That's how far back I was.
Yeah, I remember seeing it air on Toonami. Yeah. I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
And being super into it. But after that, I never saw it anymore.
After a while, then you get older, and you realize you have shit taste, and then you decide, how can I make it worse? And then you do.
But yeah, so now this is a much longer episode because we're discussing way more.
Yeah,
but it's fine. I like it. So now we're moving more into current airing discussions,
which I've. What should we talk about first with this? Because this is. Should we move on to the big one that we wanted to talk about?
So. Let me get through the ones I saw that I'm pretty sure you haven't seen.
Yeah. Because I've been playing catch up right now.
Yeah. So My Hero Academia's latest episode was by far the height. Is the highest point of the series yet, which mainly due to an animator, but also because of like the way the way My Hero Academia story is structured. It's very, very formulaic shonen, especially it's a very specific shonen jump formula.
Yeah,
that they're following like to the T. The thing is, though, it works. It works really, really well, especially when you have characters like that you really want to root for. Like even like the previous week's episode. Don't remember her name off the top of my head, like Midoriya or something like that. The Gravity Girl.
Yeah,
she's cute.
Everyone loves her.
Yeah, she's great. Her fight with Boko, or the fire exploding dude. Explosion.
We're bad with names.
Yeah, I'm really bad with names too. But no, like he was like that fight. That was awesome. That was an awesome episode. And then this week was the main character versus one of the most underdeveloped characters of the previous episode, who's gotten a lot of character development this series. And it almost seems like a bunch of stuff he does is done by one animator. At least the good stuff. But no, it was their fight.
Yeah.
And like the entire fight is like them like really like, it's like obviously it's like a shonen jump. There's huge build up talking about their past and like how it influences their worldview and stuff like that. And it's kind of all like, and it just does like this really great peak of like tension and stuff like that, to the point where like I showed you it. The final climax of the series is this 20-second animation cut. No, 25. It's about 27 seconds of this animation cut done by the animator. Oh god, it's Nakamura. I think it's his last name. I know
but you're just so excited.
I'm just so excited. He has this insanely explosive cut of just power that the character has, and it's so so well done. Like, I don't know.
I'm just gonna say it's so well, because you showed me this scene. This scene is so well done that after we're done with this podcast, I'm gonna go home and get caught up on My Hero Academia.
Just to see that scene in context.
Just that scene with no context at all. Just seeing that scene also makes me want to get caught up.
Yeah, like, and it was just the animation. No, like,
if anything, we'll post the specific scene because Crunchyroll actually. They did a scene on their Facebook. We'll post this on our Facebook page, or at least a link to the little videos, just so you can see what we're talking about.
Because it's fucking nuts.
It's nuts.
It's Yutaka Nakamura, who's always been sorry, small tangent, but he specifically only animates for Studio Bones. He has an exclusive contract with them that he did almost as soon as the studio was founded. At least they did it I think. After he did a bunch of cuts. He did a cut in 12 episodes of Cowboy Bebop, which is insane. No one does that.
Yeah.
He did a bunch of cuts in the movie for Cowboy Bebop, and then he did one final show for the creator of Gundam, where he created which he invented, quote unquote invented, what's called the Udapon cube. It's literally just a cube you draw with straight lines, and you use that to animate debris instead of like actual, instead of like rugged rocks. You just have these cubes flying everywhere. Yeah. It's one of his easiest tells is him drawing that. Other animators have copied him out of that, but his most well-known scene is the final fight in Sword of the Stranger between the two like characters. Like really well done fight scene. He animated that entire thing himself. And he's been so he got the name of the Master Battle Animator. Guy's been doing animation for like 30 plus years.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking insane. And like he's been going more and more, like he's been like his animation has gone from being like fairly rigid and on model to more and more off model. Like the cuts he did in Mob Psycho 100 were insanely great. The cuts he did the final fight in part of the final fight in One Punch Man, which he had to go under a pseudonym because he can't do that. Because he technically broke his contract with Studio Bones. He also, at one point in the first episode of Space Dandy, without a storyboard, animated this entire scene himself. No storyboard, wasn't even asked to do it. He just did it. It's like, hey guys, I have this. I would like to think he just handed them a stack of animation frames, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Space Dandy.
Do it. Put it in.
Put it in.
It's kind of like just kind of flipped through. And I'm like, okay.
So I remember we saw Space Dandy the first episode. Yeah. I never got to finish it. I need to though.
Yeah. It's been so long, you probably don't remember, but it's like basically this robot slams down this alien, and like this like wave comes out.
Yes.
Entire thing done without a storyboard, just did it by himself by hand, which is fucking nuts. But he's been getting more and more into like more and more stuff like that, and like this latest cut is insane. It's so good. But he wasn't involved in the first season, which you can kind of tell they're being really rigid with their even though in that one with their animation and stuff like that. It's still like really good cuts, but nothing like they have in the second season.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's so good. Watch it.
I need to. I'm excited. Yeah. I briefly want to talk about, just since you talk about something I haven't watched, something that I've been watching that you haven't, is Eromanga Sensei.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons I really enjoy this show is how quickly they're getting stuff done that most romantic comedy animes would take fucking episodes to do. So I haven't gotten fully caught up, but the episode I watched today, in any type of creative anime where it's like, oh, this person's a mangaka, this person's a light novel, they always have that rival that comes in that's like, I'm going to destroy your dreams, I'm going to beat you at this thing, and then they enter some kind of competition based on it, and then that usually takes a couple episodes, and then you learn why the rival wants to defeat him and all that stuff, and they solve that all in one episode.
That's great.
From the beginning to the very end.
That's good.
In one episode. And it felt real. The reason why this rival character was pissed off felt real. It made sense. It felt nice. And the ending they gave for that, of course, in this type of anime, it's going to just be a romantic thing too.
Yeah.
It blossomed and it died in the first step in that same episode.
That's great.
It did. I was surprised that in shows like this, you're gonna have, of course it's gonna be a harem thing. Everybody like has feelings for the author.
Uh-huh.
One of the characters, you obviously has feelings, but she's not gonna act on it because he recognizes the main love interest and decides, I'm still gonna have feelings, but I'm just gonna kind of back off. This other person shows up, confesses, immediately blown out in one episode.
That's great.
Something like this would have taken, I'd say, like 3 to 4 episodes in most normal anime, done in 22 minutes. And it's one of those things where it's just, you're just like, you just do it already, get it over with. I'm sick of this right now.
Peel off that Band-Aid.
Yep. Peel off that Band-Aid and we're done. We found out the reason why, everything, nice cute scene because of it, and we're done. Move on to the next thing.
Yep.
I'm happy about it. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm liking this, because it's more the same, but done a little bit differently.
Yeah, that's kind of what a lot of things are.
Yeah, and that's why I'm enjoying this show a lot. And also the fact that it takes place in the same universe as Oreimo. That too.
Oh gosh, I'm totally holding off on this because I liked the first 12 episodes of Oreimo, and I started season 2. I'm like, no.
Yep.
I didn't even finish the first episode of season 2. I just stopped and I'm like, no. This is dumb. Yep. I'm done.
No.
I'm checking out right now.
I went all the way.
I know you did. But, what is it? But yeah, we can either... So, also, like, just briefly, watch Suka Suka or World End. It's a light novel.
Yeah.
I kind of... Familiar of Zero, I'm not caught up with the current episode, but it's like, it's a light novel.
Yeah.
What other shows I've been watching that you haven't watched? Attack on Titan is super great still.
There's a little bit of an issue I have. So you're rewatching the first season right now, right?
I already finished the first season.
Did it have like a lot of 3D in it?
Not more than you thought.
Yeah.
But not as much. A lot of the 3D stuff that's going on with season 2 is time.
I get this. There's just something about certain scenes, like in the latest episode that just came out yesterday, I think.
Came out Saturday.
There's this one part where once they start running away, and it's just when it shows them kind of from the corner, kind of going out of the stream.
Yeah.
It seemed really off to me. I mean, it's like when you take a piece of paper, you put another piece of paper, and then you just kind of slide it over.
Yeah, that's normal.
I don't know. It's just something. Maybe it's just because my views of season 1 I feel like are higher than what I remember.
Yeah,
and that's probably why. But the season 2 is still enjoyable. I'm still enjoying it, but it's just tiny things. Like I feel like I'm nitpicking more than I should be.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if these past 2 episodes were outsourced. Mm-hmm. And I have to check. You can tell in the credits because usually they will list production at this one, and then usually it gets posted to Anna and stuff like that. So we'll have to check that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it was done by a different studio, not Studio Wit.
Just in the latest episode, I found it a little bit hard to pay attention, specifically just because of the way everything kind of looked animation-wise. I don't know if there was anything. I don't know if it's just me looking for stuff that aren't there.
It also might be that they more than likely run into major production problems.
Yeah.
So they're having to do something really quick, and so it's not the greatest thing, and it'll be fixed in the Blu-ray.
Yeah, hopefully it will, because I'm still really enjoying it, but
I actively at one point Funimation had the dub up and then a subtitle up, but they were different files.
Ooh.
So one was the sub was the TV version and the dub was the Blu-ray version. And I watched, there was one scene I was watching with the dub, and I'm like, I don't remember that. And then I just flipped it over to the subtitle version, and I'm like, oh, they added a bunch of stuff. There's one part where Reiner runs away, and he has just smoke coming. I'm like, that looks like it was added in after.
Yeah.
And then I just went back. It was added in for the Blu-ray.
Oh.
There's also they also do a bunch of character faces that look completely flat. Put
a lot more detail.
They put the mention in them.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of fixes that get done in the Blu-ray.
And I haven't seen the Blu-ray version season 1. I probably should.
It's good.
But,
it looks really nice.
But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's one of those things where maybe you're looking for something that isn't there. Your recollection of a certain thing is a lot higher than, when you think about shows you've watched as a kid and you go back and watch. There's I remember this looking a lot different. I remember this being a lot better.
Or even games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm having that little issue right now with Attack on Titan. It's not affecting my enjoyment of it, but I feel like I'm being a little more nitpicky than I should be.
You are.
Yeah, I am, and it bothers me.
Because if you actually go back to a lot of the episodes, you're like, whoa, like this was strained for this. Like there's like a lot of like. There's a lot of scenes in where they just do a single illustration and then pan through it, but they shake the camera and have like speed lines going through it. It's kind of funny.
And maybe it had something to do with because a lot like two of like the climax point of Attack on Titan, I had to stream it through my laptop, it being connected to my cell phone plan because I was out in the field for military training.
Oh wow!
So maybe my recollection of like waiting for so long and then finally seeing it and getting all hyped up because it took so long, maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I think I need to rewatch first season too.
Yeah, this first season is still really good.
Yeah,
but like you can definitely tell upon rewatching it where the high points are super high and the low points are just insanely low. Like it was funny because I could tell like my friend was enjoying the show and when he wasn't because he would fall asleep.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say about Attack on Titan. I'm wavering right now, and I think I need to just watch.
So I actually I forgot to say this, but I actually caught up with the manga.
Oh.
The stuff that's part of the stuff that happened in last week's episode was actually not revealed until like a couple months ago.
Oh, jeez.
It's like I was looking at it like, why are they doing this now? Mm-hmm. Like I don't remember this happening in the manga. What the fuck are they doing? The ending for Attack on Titan is one gigantic spoiler. No. Actively.
Like the ending of this season?
So the ending song and the ending credits is actively a giant in-your-face spoiler.
I had an inkling about that when I first saw it.
Oh, I'm like, I should have like, hey, I bet this is spoilery. Then I got caught up more. Yeah, the entire thing is one giant spoiler. But you don't know. I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, I had a feeling, like, when I saw this, I was like, this entire ending is way too specific. Way too specific to be showing all this stuff specifically.
Oh, yeah, because there's stuff in there about the origins, about like the actual origin of the Titan, the origin, like how the Titan physiologically actually works, how like the specific thing happened and what they were doing. It is fucking nuts that it is all there. And I was grabbing my head. I'm like, why is this all here?
Because of people like me. That's why.
Oh, it was nuts. Like, actively, like, you can, like, there's a video that keeps on popping up on YouTube of, like, oh, it's hidden secrets, like, what could it mean, and stuff like that. I'm like,
and you're like, I know what it means.
I'm like, I know exactly what this means. I can tell you, I can literally just go through, like, okay, this means this is a reference to this, this is a reference to this, and this is about how this happened to this.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's fucking insane. Oh, it's so good. And this
is why I don't want to read the manga.
So
honestly.
the reveal of the secret in the basement, it's world changing. It actively changes the entire perception of what Attack on Titan is, and the stuff that happens afterward also does. It's bonkers how crazy it changes.
It's one of those things where I want to read the manga, but at the same time, I don't want to get too ahead with the anime. This is one of those things where, usually with series like this, if I get interested in it, I immediately just start reading the manga. I get far ahead and whatnot and all that kind of stuff. This is one where I'm conflicted whether I want to or not.
So, I started reading the manga after Attack on Titan, the first season, and because I'm like, I just need this. I need more of it. So I went to the manga on Crunchyroll. I started reading it, and it got to the point I'm like, okay, like it doesn't seem like they're gonna get to the part I want them to get to now. A lot of stuff got revealed that was really cool and interesting, but then I'm like, so I just stopped reading for a couple of years, and then I found out like last year they got to the basement, and then it's actually on Super Best Friends, like, apparently it's really worth it. I'm like, okay, so I got caught up. I'm like, yeah, that was definitely worth it. That was definitely a really good reveal.
I might have to.
Yeah.
Is the anime here in the West, or not the anime, the manga here in the West, kind of at a good point?
So it's caught up. It's simultaneously published with the the Japanese version.
Okay.
So we're at the exact same point as
that they're at. Okay.
Because Kodansha's been really good about putting that digitally on Crunchyroll, especially with translation and stuff like that. Volume-wise, we're like one behind.
Okay.
Which is not even like one behind. It's like a couple, about half a year behind.
Which is better than what it used to be back in the day.
Well, they went from doing one volume every 3 volumes a year to literally a volume a month as soon as the anime started.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, because their sales just spiked, and so they're like, "Oh, we gotta
get caught up.
Gotta get these translations out now, money."
Yeah.
But anyways, Suka really quickly. Oh yeah, we already did that. The other anime that we wanted to talk about was Recreators, which I am enjoying that show for its writing, its direction, how smart and grounded it all really feels. Even like the fantastical elements feel real. The actions everyone's taking is like not like necessarily logical, but there's not like convenience for the plot.
Yeah.
It feels like, oh yeah, this character would act this way. These people would act this way. And
if he felt guilty for something big as what he thinks he's responsible for, whether he is or not.
And so minor spoilers. I rewatched the first episode, and it answered a question I had, which is what the fuck happened to his friend.
Yeah.
She killed herself.
Yeah.
By jumping in front of a train.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. And it's like, but the first episode's still really good.
Yeah.
And the first episode tells you exactly what the fuck the girl in the army uniform is doing. And I'm like, how did I miss this? It's like, do you want me to tell you? Because it's right in the first episode.
Yeah.
Another question is like, why the fuck these characters? It's because they're the characters that the girl who killed herself enjoyed and liked.
Oh.
Because the line that like I completely missed was my creator, my master liked you as well.
Oh.
And I'm like, why did I miss this?
So like, that's a very important. This is it's one of those things that a lot of anime nowadays, a lot of animes, I won't say kind of like this because I think this is. Would you say groundbreaking? I don't know how to describe this specific one because you have a lot of anime where the guy goes into the world.
So it's a reversal. A reversal,
a reversal of what you usually see nowadays
from isekai stuff.
Yeah, from isekai. Yeah,
it's a complete opposite of it, which is like,
and a lot of the big name ones that are kind of like this always have that small little detail that you never notice until you either rewatch it or they explain it later on.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of that in this.
Like, there's a lot of you can tell that a lot of the stuff that's happening was in very, very set out and very intentional from the very beginning of the way they set everything up. They really had every single character's motivation, their personality, and what would drive them through the story right away, like off the bat. Like whether or not you can also tell a lot of the story was influenced by how they perceived the characters would act. So instead of the story being plot driven, it's character driven. So how the plot develops and changes is based upon how the characters would act in that particular situation. Which is something I adore.
And also at the same time, like what they kind of explain is that, well, what do you do if you have like generic anime character come in who has a plot to follow and certain things to adjust for the plot? What happens if you take that away? How are they going to adjust for their purpose?
Yeah,
like with the magical girl. So that one, after a while, when she first came out, she became one of my least favorite characters. After the first few episodes, the latest episodes, she's one of my favorites completely. Yeah, and I hate what happens.
Yeah, that to be honest, at the end of episode 8, episode 8's when it happened. I was kind of flabbergasted at what happened. It took me a minute.
Yeah.
Like, it took me until the end of the credits. Like, the video ended and I'm like, what happened? Why? I need to process. I actively could not believe what actively happened because it was just so... I didn't see it coming.
I actually did see that ending coming once the scene started. I saw it coming from a mile away, but it still gave me that same effect. Yeah. That says something. When I see something coming, I can see something coming. Yeah. And I'm dumb as shit. If I could see something coming and it still surprises me, like I'm sitting there, it's gonna happen, and then once it happened, I was still left in shock that it actually happened. Yeah. I think it was just the way that scene was done and the way it ended. It blew me away. I physically was a little like I could feel my insides tighten up once it happened.
And then at the beginning of episode 9, it was just like,
we're gonna start from there.
This is gonna be slow.
Oh god, we're gonna start from there.
It's like peel off that Band-Aid super slow now.
Please no.
On your leg where it's hairy.
No, it's more like a duct tape, not Band-Aid.
But no, like
hurts more.
But still. My favorite character is the blonde-haired girl who turns lies into truth. Or, like, can make things happen with her words. I love characters like that.
Oh, my God. She's
a fucking asshole, mind you.
Oh, my God.
Like someone compared her to a Monogatari character who, like, specifically influences the stories with her words.
Yeah.
And also she's framed a lot in this. You can tell that. You can kind of tell that Aoki has been watching the Monogatari series as the way that they're framed and stuff like that, or at least someone who ever did the episodes with her does a lot of the same shot composition that they do with her, but not as crazy as Shaft does it. So it's still super nuts, like how wordy her dialogue is, and how
she can manipulate people's feelings,
people with their feelings and their words and stuff like that, and like how it's nuts. It's so cool.
I think one of the guys that hits me too is I really like the Persona character, the guy who's basically just from Persona.
He's literally like just the nerdiest nerd you could think of.
The nerdiest, the one that your 13-year-old self would have fallen in love with.
Yeah.
I look at him and I just saw my 13-year-old self would be like the guy I would like. I'm him. That was me.
Yes. But yeah, there's also a lot of like interesting subtext about like how we perceive characters, and a bunch of other things that that I really enjoy about the show. This show is never going to blow anyone out of the water like Attack on Titan is, because Attack on Titan is literally made to blow you out of the water.
Yeah.
But this show, it's smart. It feels very logical. Like, even though my characters are driven by emotions, I can follow the logic behind why this character would be this way.
The whiny mech character is obviously Shinji.
Oh, I love that.
He's learning too, and he does what we want his Shinji to do, and that's not be a bitch.
Yeah. But no, there's a lot of great things about that series that we should probably do a spoiler cast on that.
Yes, because this show, most shows like this, I tend to do enjoy, but a lot of other shows like this, that are high action in some episodes, and then a lot of
low action.
A lot of times not even low action to no action.
Just a lot of them
talking.
Yeah, but even the talking is it's like they're exploring the ideas of hey.
Well, that's the thing, because there's still a bunch of anime that does stuff similar or even better than this show, but those don't capture my attention. There's something about this show that captures my attention, even on its low action, high context points, and that's what boggles me, is because I've never really grasped something as hard as I am right now.
Yeah, it even took me a while to fully appreciate what was going on. I would have devoured this show if it was already over. I would have gone through it holy shit, how everything just connects and it's very cohesive thing and doesn't try to do anything outside of it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
This is one show I don't know where it's going. I honestly don't.
I don't know how the show is going to end. I don't know
honestly, it's one of those things what can be solved, because the problem is literally gone.
Yeah.
Literally the problem that the main high school boy, that most of them they'll still be there and hate the guy, whatever and whatnot, for what he did. But the problem is literally gone.
Yeah.
She's gone. She's super dead.
No, she's not. I bet she's not.
How do you survive a fucking train?
Oh, that character.
That character, because
the problem is now the creation.
Yeah.
Is like Altair, whatever her goddamn name is. But no, that is super. Like, I am excited to see how they'll solve that problem.
Yeah, because usually
now that we're talking about, I bet it's going to be solved emotionally.
Yeah.
Not like necessarily like oh, we have to fight now and stuff like that. But no, it's like, hey, like,
and I think it'll definitely be in the middle of a fight, though. I think
it'll be in the middle of a fight or towards the end of a fight. Like, we're like.
Because I feel like in a different kind of anime, you know, the guy and the girl, you know, the girl would obviously still be alive, but she would, like, survive the suicide attempt by not jumping in front of a train.
Like, no, she literally gets hit by a train in the first episode.
Yep. But then, you know, if they were reconciling and whatnot, she'll help, and during a big fight, both of them will try and convince Altair to do that. That'll be a normal anime. She's gone. The guy, it makes sense for him not to recover for something like this.
Yeah, it makes... The guilty feels makes sense. Him not wanting to talk about it really makes sense.
Because he's had no outward way to do it to the point where it even affects him creatively because he feels that his creativity caused it.
Yeah, which is it's a much more nuanced way of doing it, because like the easiest solution would be to talk to the person.
Yeah.
She's dead. Yeah. She's really dead. And so it's
going to be a little hard to fix this because the main enemy, you know, they discussed this in episode 8 where it was like, where the magical girl was like, you know, you don't have to follow your characteristics. You know, I'm doing all this because I decided I want to after coming to this world. And Altair is like, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing this for too. I've accepted this. I'm still going to do it. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very... It's a nuance. I would describe it as very nuanced. Mm-hmm. A lot of the implications of what's going on is very... you have to look into it, and not necessarily... It's not going to be handed to you on a silver platter.
No, this stuff the show does not hand you on a silver platter.
But even when it kind of does, or so when Meteora and the main character, they're talking about it, and they're talking like, hey, how can I solve this problem I have with someone? Obviously they're talking to them, but then like the audience are like, well, she's gone, so and like which is also addressed in the next episode, like she's gone, so you really can't do that.
Yeah.
But then also like they also like not wanting to talk about the pain he's going through because of that was also a mistake that was made, and was also, hey, I made this mistake as well. Like, well, I'm at fault for this. Yeah. Why you're feeling this way as well, and like. I want to talk about it more, but we really need to like
a spoiler thing for it.
A spoiler thing for it.
Yeah, and if we do, I'm going to definitely rewatch from whatever point we were at too.
Yeah, it's so cool. But that's about as much as I want to say about that one right now.
Because there's I can't wait for more of this series. Do you know how many episodes this one's supposed to
12.
be? God damn it.
Which I kind of want to see how they're going to scrunch into 12 episodes.
That's why I'm curious, because I feel like there's still a lot more.
I'm trusting the writer, Ray Hiori.
Does this have anything with it, or is it a original animation?
It's an original.
Okay, that's good. I like that better, because I don't want that temptation.
It's one of the 3 projects Aoki's working on.
Because I don't want that temptation, because this is one of those things where I actively want so much more of. Yeah. And I'm so happy that temptation is not there, because I would already know the ending by now.
I'm really happy that Ray Hiori is actually doing this as an original project instead of like doing his manga, which is Black Lagoon. He's apparently been working a very long time and really hard on this, which is great. He's doing a great job. I really hope this is popular in Japan. Mm-hmm. I really hope more people watch it.
Yeah.
Because it is really good. It's not
the best.
It's not the best thing in the world. There are points I'm like, hey, you could do this a little bit better. Could have done this
a little bit better.
Or like, this could be a little bit more intense, but you went for more subtlety. You went for subtlety as opposed to flamboyant or explosive.
Which, when they do that, it shows.
Well, when they do, like the first episode is this high-octane action scene in it where she plays like fucking
violin.
No, she plays. It's not a violin.
No, she plays the violin on a freaking Tommy gun, basically.
It's a Tommy gun that she plays like a violin for. It's so cool. So it's so dumb too, which is what's great about it.
Yeah, because it's anime. They show, hey, look, anime. The anime is pretty dumb.
Yeah, it's really dumb.
I love this show. This is my highlight show.
This is
a show I'm definitely gonna buy once it comes out. It's been a while since I've found an anime that I need to have once it comes out.
I still need to get. Obviously, I'm getting Attack on Titan. Mm-hmm. Besides Recreators, no other show I really want to buy. It's like I'll watch it, I'll talk about it, but I don't need to own it. Like,
it's one of those things where right now in the anime industry, we have so much available for us. A lot of shows on Crunchyroll stay on Crunchyroll for quite a bit, and then once they're gone, we've already forgotten about it.
Yeah.
But there's certain shows that you just need to have as just in case. A certain show that you need a reminder of, even if you don't watch it again. Like, I have Lucky Star and I have Haruhi Suzumiya. I bought them on Blu-ray once Funimation got them up. I haven't watched them at all still. But looking at my bookshelf and remembering those shows and remembering my memories from when I first watched them, it makes me happy knowing that I have them.
Yeah. Like, I have a few that, like, that's kind of like how I'm judging it now. It's like, it's like, do I have, like, does this show have any core, like, does it have show that's made it impacted me, like, emotionally or anything like that? Or would I just enjoy it at the time it came out? And a lot of them are like, I just enjoyed it at the time it came out. I don't necessarily need to own it. But, like, shows like, I really enjoyed Kuro Mukuro. Like, I also, like, kind of, because it's being released by Pony Cannon, I still want them to release more stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm still gonna buy the Blu-rays, even though they're fucking expensive. It's $120 for half the series.
Jeez.
It's fucking nuts. I'm like, but I'm still gonna buy it because I don't want them to release more shit. Like, Symphonian Season 2. They have the license for that. I know they do. Fuckers. But, like, I'm also importing, like, Aka 13, which is, like, I enjoyed it enough to buy it. Like, that's kind of like my thing. It's like, did I enjoy it enough to buy it? Yes, I'm gonna buy it. The Monogatari series, I want to own all of that because the entire thing is so interestingly done. It's so weird, bizarre,
different.
Yeah, and it's like also the Blu-rays are vastly different from the TV show. Different movies and stuff like that I'll buy. Like, like Psycho Pass made it's so well done that I have to.
That's mine.
Okay, so let's see. Was that mine?
Someone's blowing me up.
But I also I also didn't want to wait for Aka 13, so I buy the Japanese imports, which have subtitles on them. And the shows like Code Geass, I really just enjoyed that. But yeah, it's like even like now, like I would like to get God Eater because it's done by Ufotable. But now I'm re-looking at it. I'm like, but I didn't enjoy it enough to really buy it.
Well, one thing I like how they in Recreators they went to the Ufotable Cafe.
Okay, so that I forgot about that. The fact that it exists
in this world,
I am wondering if Ufotable did that episode. Because if they did, fuck yeah! Because it's that is amazing. I forgot about that. Also, thanks for reminding me.
Also, it's bullshit that they were able to walk in and get a seat.
Fuck that. That thing has reservations for like 6-hour waits. God damn it!
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Oh my god, I love stupid things like that.
Oh no, but no,
it's like with Eromanga Sensei. It's so weird that in Eromanga Sensei, Spice and Wolf exists, Toradora exists, Sword Art Online exists. All these things,
which is weird. Which is weird because Japanese copyright laws, and fair use prevent that from happening.
I think it's just because it's the same studio. Because
no, it's not the same studio.
Or the same.
It's a fact that they're fucking owned by the same people.
Yeah, Dagenki Bunko.
Dagenki Bunko.
Because I mean, in the episode I watched, they're reading a Dagenki Bunko magazine, which explains why they got permission to use all this stuff.
Well, it's probably that I paid something or did something because I know that Durarara does that as well. Spice and Wolf exists in that universe.
Are you serious?
There's like a scene from like the first or second episode where like the main character runs to these people who are literally holding up a holo cutout and then throw it into their van. Ouch. It's kind of hilarious that happens.
I'm noticing a bunch of shows have been doing that. Because, I mean, How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend, the guy has a bunch of...
Yeah, that's also
It's literally just pictures of figures that they put into the scene.
Yeah, that's Dengenki Bunko again. There's also, darn it. I forgot now. But I know there's been some weird advertisement, like Sword Art Online had an ad for Tales of Zestiria right in it.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. There's a few other ones that they did that are weird. Can't remember them off the top of my head though. But no, because it's just funny because Japanese fair use does not have fair use law.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times if they reference Gundam, they have to bleep it out. That's why it's bleeped out, or they have to blur it out.
Good example would be that if any episode of Lucky Star,
even studio names can't be used, which is why it boggles my mind why Ufotable Cafe is in a Troika TV series. Even I do know that Aoki worked with Studio Ufotable for the first movie of Garden of Sinners and Fate Zero as a director, so he obviously has contacts with them, and he worked with A1 Pictures when he did I'll Know Zero because that was partly animated by A1 Pictures, but it still baffles me that it's actually in there.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
Yeah, I wonder if they had to do some form of payment for that.
That's one of those things where I'm always curious about, because I mean, like Eromanga Sensei has ads for light novels up the wazoo.
Yeah,
God, how many?
I bet there's a lot of advertising in that.
There is a shit ton.
Yeah, I bet. But yeah, that's interesting. But yeah. But anyways, I didn't want to talk about Silent Voice. Mm-hmm. I will just put this really out there really quickly. You can watch it if you have a UK iTunes account. You can create one and then buy a UK iTunes gift card because it's out digitally there.
That's weird.
However, the movie is good, but it's not as good as the manga. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that is because the interpretation of the manga was kind of wrong.
Okay.
For the movie. They cut out certain actions that because the movie was focusing on something different than what the manga was. It's still a really good movie. Mm-hmm. But whereas like a Silent Voice, I had to put that down every once in a while.
Yeah.
Because like how
hard it hits you.
Like that manga gets violent. That manga gets like mean at times. Like it does not.
It shows a darker side that we know exists in the world. When it comes to people,
the movie completely cuts that out. Completely, it's easier to watch.
Yeah.
Still, some of the people in there are complete and utter fucking assholes, and it's like, why do they exist? And that's cultural based.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, there's a few things in it that they just didn't capture correctly.
I think though if they did include that, probably wouldn't have done as well as it did.
Yeah. No.
So, maybe.
I think it would have been better.
Yeah, for people like us, it definitely would have been better. But the fact that it did so well for the general audience too,
but also like the plot and stuff like that's very noodly. The manga was like that too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm also going off of like I watched the movie, I liked it, but I didn't truly know how to feel about it. Then I listened to the ANN cast about it where they watched it and they ripped that movie apart. Like they like, here's what did good. Here's what did good. Here's everything it did like we did not like about it. Let's say that. And that kind of like it was hard for me to listen to because like I love that manga. Yeah. A huge amount of attachment for it. I know you love that manga as well.
It's one of my favorite mangas.
Yeah, and you recommended it to me, and I read it in a single day on Crunchyroll. It's like, holy shit, this is amazing. Mm-hmm. I can't say the same thing about the movie. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a few choices in it that like.
Why'd you go this direction?
Like the fucking like music intro that they did for it is My Generation, which is like this like super poppy like upbeat thing. Is like this is completely totally dissonant from what is actually like this series is about.
Yeah,
it was just
because I mean this series is this Silent Voice. It's a dark series, I would say. Not completely.
I wouldn't say dark. I say it's harsh.
It's a harsh series. That's a better word. It's a harsh series, and even the only thing I can say is I'm completely unsatisfied with the manga ending. But that's only because I'm a romance asshole when it comes to it.
Yeah, you really are.
I am, but I am still satisfied with the way it ended.
Yeah, because it set out what it needed to do, and it concludes all of that in a way. And people who don't know what a silence voice is, it's about a guy who bullied this deaf girl, and then he later on he
very cynical too.
Very cynical
because he realized he was the biggest problem, as well as realizing everyone else is a huge problem too.
And so basically, and he, after a failed attempt of committing suicide, where he just I don't want to use that word, where he just say, hey, like, no, I really don't want to die.
Yeah.
He then learns sign language and goes to apologize to the girl, and then
starts off a whole.
It starts off like he's like, hey,
chain reaction.
He's like, you're really still alone. I'll be your friend.
Yeah, and it starts off a whole chain reaction.
Yeah,
too,
which is like, but it's so well done. But like, there are points in that manga like you're looking at this like page of like someone like violently acting against each other, like whoa, and also like other things like. But one of my favorite panels is this page panel where the girl, she like it's a picture, it's her as a young kid plopping into her bed, and the panel below it is her literally in the same position crying. It's the movie does not have that. Like, it's not. I can't remember if it doesn't have that exact image or not, but it's like
it doesn't have that type of that impact.
It doesn't have that exact impact of it, which is sad. It's like
the one that hit me the most was the one where after his friends betray him and he goes home and his mom thinks that his friends are with him, so she sends up cake and he's laughing and pretending that his friends are there and saying, "Oh, this cake good," and then there he is sitting in his room, completely blank faced, the wide eyes with the tiny pupils, holding the cake over his mouth, just crying and laughing uncontrollably to himself, like trying to lie to himself that everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
That one hit me the most. This is that makes me a little upset that the movie kind of didn't have that with it, because that's what I expected.
It doesn't. I'll have to show you the movie at some point, but it's a huge bummer. The movie is still good. The manga just fills in a lot of the parts that were missing from the movie.
Yeah,
it's kind of the same message, just
differently.
Let's just say if it was a TV series instead of a movie, it probably would have done a better job at getting the point across what the manga was doing and what the tone of the manga was. Maybe a different director would have been better. It's Naoko Yamada, she's a great director, just not for that.
Not for this kind of genre.
No, not for story. That. For that story, no. Like she kind of was the wrong choice for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have preferred a different director. Maybe Ishihara. He's a little bit better at that. But yeah, maybe a different director would have been better for the movie.
Yeah,
which is sad to say because she's a fantastic director.
Yeah. It's just the type of stuff that she's worked on is a little more upbeat, a little more higher, and what.
Yeah, it kind of just felt like that was spilling over into it.
Yeah, like it seems like from what you tell me, it seems like she saw this and she saw the original material. And I don't want to say she wanted to fix it, but she wanted to. She like maybe her person.
Like I think what happened was that she misinterpreted it a bit, which it happens.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Like I can't fault her for that. Like it's how she interpreted the manga. But I wish it was interpreted differently. I wish it was done. I wish the movie was harsher. I wish it wasn't as pleasant to watch.
Yeah.
I wanted a movie that like literally tore me apart every single moment.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have that.
Yeah. But it's still a good movie.
It's still a good movie. It's just
if you like stuff that probably what you're saying is also I think also for our audience that if you like a little stuff that you want something to tug at you to really analyze, read the manga. If you're looking for something kind of like that, but not as harsh, watch the movie.
Yeah, like there's a part I could like very specifically tell you about that Zach Birchie for me and kind of made it the clearest for me. It's like I'll tell you a little bit later off the podcast because it's a major spoiler.
Yeah,
but like it drives home. If you do want to know, I recommend the latest A&M Cast episode where they really really dug into it. But they had their view was the outlier.
Yeah.
Everyone else seems to really enjoy it. except for them. But they have very specific reasons for why they didn't enjoy it, and like they're all valid. And I can't recommend it enough. If you want a good, different viewpoint that's articulated really well, go watch that.
Yeah, I might have to. I need to watch the movie first.
Yeah, that's all I kind of want to say about that, because I fucking need too much, and we've been going for quite a while.
Yeah, definitely. This episode is definitely a lot different.
Yeah, because I like it better.
Yeah, it definitely was a lot better. I feel like the flow was a little bit better too, and now when it comes to ending, basically, the episode's over. Yep.
Yeah, but
it's a little bit easier.
But no, just kind of to sum it all up, it's a good movie. Could have been better. But I still recommend the
source material.
I still recommend the source material. I still recommend the movie. It's just you're going to be getting different things out of it,
depending on what kind of person you are. Yeah. Depending on like we said before with our recommendation, what exactly are you looking for? Are you looking for something to really tug at you? Harsh.
If you're looking for something that's going to make you actually feel really uncomfortable, manga. If you don't want to have those feelings, but still want to get the story, the movie. Yeah. Like, that's how I would describe the two things.
Yeah, because it's a great story. Yeah. It's a really great story. I remember reading the doujinshi when it first came out. Because
that was the pilot.
Yeah, the pilot thing. Doujinshi, whatever. I read that, and I remember wanting more, and then seeing it actually getting serialized, and it's the perfect length. 3 volumes. 3, 4?
It's 7.
7 volumes. It's not that long, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, and it's all out in English. You can read it digitally if you have a Crunchyroll subscription. Yeah. Last thing of note, found out how young the author is.
How young is it?
She wrote that one shot. She wrote the basis for the story in the one shot when she was 18.
Are you serious?
And then it was serialized in her early 20s.
Maybe that's another reason why it hit at least
because she must have just. I don't know anything about the author. Yeah. I would imagine that she had just gotten out of this experience herself.
Something similar, not exactly like that.
Or something very similar to it, because it is hard-hitting stuff. But yeah, anyways, we gotta wrap this podcast up. But anyways, guys, I want to thank all of you for listening in. Hope you enjoyed this podcast a little bit more. Yep. I personally enjoyed it. I personally
enjoyed it too. We'll go
we both enjoyed it. Yep. But anyways, yeah. If you guys do... Anyways, I am Jay.
I'm Arash.
Thank you for listening to the Tiger Anime episode 11. If you want to contact us, you can find us on Facebook at Facebook /Tiger Anime 2.0, or just search Tiger Anime 2.0 in the search bar. We're on Twitter at Tiger Anime _ Tiger Anime 2_0, or Tiger Anime 2.0 also brings it up. You can also find me on Twitter at JayMantis. That's JAE, not JAY. Yeah. Just normal Mantis. You can also send us an email at tigeranime2.0@gmail.com, and as a tiger with a capital T. So hope you enjoy. And,
and also you can find our show on the iTunes as well. If you don't have iTunes, we are also on Google Play, as well as the Libsyn app, and on the website Stitcher. Yep. You can find us there, so if you recommend for your buddies, and they're like, oh, I don't have iTunes. Well, they got plenty of options, too, that you can listen to us. But that's pretty much, once again, the end of a show.
And I hope we'll see you guys in 2 more weeks.
Yay!
Yay! Bye!
Bye!